Ladies and gentlemen, the beat goes on.
Turn it up.
What you're about to hear may cause your speakers to explode.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the feed.
Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight we are live. We are doing another episode in our Tube series. Tonight we are looking at the tubes in the 80s. We want to hear from you in the chat. Let's keep this interactive. All right, let's get started. The tubes, here we go.
Serving up riffs hotter than Hellfire Chili with a beer chaser. Grant's Rock Warehouse.
All right, everybody, we are live, and look at this panel, everybody. Look at this. We got Michael O'Brien. We got the man himself, Mr. Martin Popoff. After this show, he'll go out back and sign books.
Yeah.
This is how this show works. And then we have DC wearing his tie. He looks like he could be on one of these album covers. So tonight, I want to see, look at him. My goodness. Doing that extra step.
Yeah.
So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are diving into the Tube's killer run in 1980 albums. You know, we're going into a different era. So you still have that satirical edge that they always have, but you're going into much more of a, shall we say, commercial, more polished production. Some of these albums, we were talking a little bit before. Some of us may like some of these records. Some of us may not like these records. We do want to hear from you in the chat. We do want to know what you think. So, if you know how this whole show goes, what we'll do is kind of go around to the panel, get everybody's take on it. We do want to hear what you think down there. We'll probably, I don't know, DC, do you think we should do like a, I don't know, score out of 10, or do you just think we should talk? I can't remember what we did before. We just kept it loose.
Let's just take the albums as they came in the order that they hit the streets, and we'll all give our general impressions, and then the folks can chime in with their ratings. Because I imagine if you're going to tune into this show, you're a big time Tubes fan. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to
grades.
Yeah, we're not getting. So we're going to keep this show loose, everybody. Yeah. So we've got 27 people so far. Let's just take a look and see who's here at the moment. Throw this up here. I don't want that on your face, DC. My God. Let me fix the shot.
Got enough to deal with.
There you go. Fixed. Let's see who's here. Oh, my God. Cretin's here. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Elder of Rock. Cretin's here. The Elder of Rock is here, ladies and gentlemen. Donnie is here. Donnie, nice to see you. Ken White. What? We could not do this show, could we, DC, without Ken White?
No, he's our man in Cleveland.
He's like our reporter on the street.
That's right.
Robert's here. Nice to see you, Robert. Kyle's always here. Well, I couldn't do this without you, Kyle. Simon, how are you? Nice to see you.
Oh, hey, Simon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just got off a show with West Coast Dave, and I got to get this show up because just to give you a little bit of a promo, what the hell? We're just yapping here. We just, on the Contrarians, we just did a show on our favorite third albums. And we had a panel. Andy Blacksugar was on it. We had the Parish. We had West Coast Dave. Look for that on the Contrarians because that is, wait till you see some of these picks. All I'm going to say is Dead Kennedys for a teaser. So there you go. Was one of the picks. First time that's ever been mentioned. All right. Whatever. Greg's here. Well, we can get going. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to start off with the completion backward principle from 1981. So this was dropped on the planet on April 6, 1981. The Tube's first album for Capitol Records after getting dropped by A&M. So this was produced by David Foster, who was fresh off working with Earth, Wind & Fire. So this is a bit of a slicker, more commercial sound, and you've got Foster co-writing on several tracks. We're going to tune it over to the panel, but I think what we're going to start out with, everybody, is let's play a track from this record. If anybody's been following the Warehouse, we know we're playing music on here, and if you are here for the live show, You get to put up with us playing music during it. And if you're on the archive show, well, I'm yanking the music out. So let's play a track from here. We're not going to play like the track like everybody would expect to hear. We're going to play Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. We want to hear what you think of this. Anyway, let's do it. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. There. Better put, I got to fix this. I got to press the buttons and then come back around. And I think we're going to start off with Mr. Popoff on this. Let's hear it. There we go. He's kind of digging this. So, all right.
It's good.
I'm going to start over to Martin to get his thoughts on this whole record.
Okay, well, thanks for having me, guys. I love this record. I love this idea of the, the suits and the commerciality and the, it just says tubes on the front, but, the back, we've got that credibility, growth, direction thing. And there was all that stuff about tube talk and, the motivational speaker thing about it. But, what this reminds me of, like an early version of that excitement we all felt when we heard Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, or The Cult She Sells Sanctuary, where like people who aren't supposed to rock kind of rock for you quite often, right? And you think of Amnesia on here and Talk to You Later. There's some really good, strong distorted guitar on here, great rhythm section, but it's still poppy. Love all the variety on it. Love the ballad on it. Mr. Hate, some of the heavier things on here are pretty cool. That song we just heard, very quirky. I guess we got David Foster in here, and then he fosters some animosity here because he brings in Steve Lukather and Prairie Prince kind of knock off this song that turns out to be the big single from it, which is crazy. But what a great anthemic song that is. But yeah, Power Tools, man, there's just some really good rockin' stuff on here, and you love that it's a band that you don't consider to be a rockin' band doing it. So it's dancey, it's up tempo, the production's super, super tight on it. And in Canada here, it went gold. I think it went gold in Australia as well. I've always been surprised this was not a gold album because there were some what we got? Album to number 36, Talk to You Later to number 7. And that ballad went pretty high too. So I'm dying to know. I really want to know. It's expensive to have access to SoundScan and stuff, but I've got buddies who have it, and I ask every once in a while. But you never get to know really how albums sell unless they at least go gold. And to me, this seems like it should have gone gold. So there you go. That's my views on this one.
All right. Awesome. So when this came out, Martin, you were familiar with what came before? Yes or no?
Definitely. Yeah. I knew all that stuff, but this was just kind of the next thing, and they're moving into that commercial space, and Talk to You Later sounded pretty cool, and it was up tempo. Like I say, it rocked a little bit. I wasn't a huge, well, actually by this point I was pretty accepting of non-heavy metal things. At this point I'm a little bit older, but, I liked it. I just loved the band, and I just thought it was kind of a cool concept. And again, it reminded me a little of conceptually of kind of what Devo was doing at the same time too.
Yep, I would agree. All right, cool, excellent. All right, Michael, how are you? Nice to see you. What's your thoughts on this record?
First thing is they were on Capitol now for the first time, debut record, but they had a stipulation in their deal that if the first record didn't sell enough, they drop them. So the pressure was on. They had to have a hit single. That's why they brought in Foster. That was their ace in the hole, so to speak. And secondly, Talk to You Later. Not many people realize that was written in a day, and it was not supposed to be on the original album. Foster finished the record, and he thought it lacked a rock radio track. So he called up, Toto Boy, Lukather.
And
Toto Boy.
Toto Boy.
Hey, Toto Boy, can you get over here and lay down some sweet licks? Toto Boy.
Can you get over here and lay down some licks?
Let that joke build over the years. Anyway, so they called up Lukather. He got fee, and they sat down in the morning, wrote the track, went into the studio that night, and recorded it. The other guys weren't there. So that was kind of the beginning of this David Foster guy is doing his thing regardless of whether we know about it or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Prairie knew about it. He did the click track, I believe. But no one, some of the guys did not even know about the thing. And also, Talk to You Later, its initial release did not break the top 100 on the U.S. charts. It was a bomb. What happened is a couple of months later, this little thing came along called MTV. And MTV was looking for programming. So they started playing the video. And people liked the video and started requesting radio stations to play the song. And it made this miraculous comeback, going to number 18 on the modern rock chart. So MTV kind of saved that song. Oh, what a interesting tidbit. Anyway, my favorite.
About.
Now, first off, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. My whole life, I've grown up saying someone should take that song, take the movie, and do a little
mashup
something with it, which I got to do when I made my Tubes documentary. I took that song, I took the film footage from the film, about a minute and 20-second version of the song, and put it all together to kind of, I don't know, a life goal I finally achieved. I get to see the video with the movie at the same time. Okay. And now for the album itself, that first side of that album is my favorite side of any record of all time.
Oh.
Talk to You Later. Sushi Girl, top 3 song. I adore Sushi Girl. Amnesia, top 5 ballad ever for me, any band. Amnesia blows my mind. I love that song. Then it finishes up with, obviously the other tracks. And side 2's okay. It's got Don't Want to Wait Anymore, which is a great track, but it's, it's a Foster track. And the rest of it is fun, engaging, inviting. But that first side is so strong. It's my number 1, period, all time.
Excellent. All right, cool. Excellent, Michael. DC, thoughts on this record?
Hello, folks. I'll go right up front and say my favorite Tubes album. And Grant, can you see the tag there?
Buzzard's Nest Records from Ohio.
Yes, $7.89. Old DC paid for this back in the day. There is something for everybody on this album. And as Michael said, you get, and Martin as well, you get a couple hard rock numbers, you get a couple of ballads, you get that quirkiness. Coming off of Foster producing Earth, Wind, and Fire, Let's Make Some Noise, to me, is always, I can hear Earth, Wind, and Fire on that tune. Big time.
Well, they recorded next to Earth. Just to interrupt, they were recording right next to, right? Didn't Earth, Wind, and Fire help them on one of their bridges? I think I remember reading that somewhere along the line, but yes, every time I've heard Let's Make Some Noise, I'm thinking, why in the hell am I hearing Earth, Wind, and Fire in this somewhere? And then, I realized later that David Foster had just come off producing those cats and moved on to the Tubes. But this is my favorite Tubes album. You get that sense of humor, but they don't hit you over the head with it like an Al Yankovic. Not that you could compare those two, but a 50-foot woman is never satisfied. 50-foot woman in a 5-foot dress. They're just like these little quirky lines, funny lines that they work into a lot of their songs. Like I said, they are one of my top 10 bands of all time. And this particular release, whoa.
Well, you can't do that.
Favorite. You can't do that. It's my favorite.
Awesome.
The album sounds just as good upside down anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It surely does. Or if you put it on the turntable, it's going around in a circle anyway. So
it is.
I just want to
no one mentioned that opening.
This reminds me of Never Say Die in Technical Ecstasy, the inner sleeve, with the whole.
It does.
Right? Yeah.
And if you turn it around, it's a little phallic.
Kraftwerk album, right?
Yes, exactly, Martin. Yes.
Don't say little phallic.
Little phallic. Yeah.
All right, cool, excellent. So we all dig this record. Go
Quick
ahead.
on, you know, the intro, that iconic opening of the album.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that was real. It was a real 1950s, like 15 record set for salesmen that was sold to companies so that they could bring their salespeople in and listen to these records and learn how to talk to the people at the door and sell the vacuum or the encyclopedias. And Fee caught that and really took advantage of it. And it's just,
You mean this?
That was a real thing back in the day. You'd be able to buy albums that would supposedly cure you of your smoking habit or to teach you to belly dance. There was all kinds of albums back in the day, and the sales, force kind of like rah type albums were part of that. So,
all right,
like industrial albums, like industrial films, essentially.
That's true. Yes.
All right, cool. Let's move on. We're going to go to Outside Inside from 1983. This hit the shelves April 4th, 1983. Again, David Foster at the controls. Came out on Capitol. There's a lot of Toto on here. Steve Lukather, David. I can never pronounce David Pete. David Patch. Page. I can never. I'm a monkey. But yeah, Patty Austin on here. Martha Davis of the Motels. We played Monkey Time DC on a show before, if I'm correct.
Yes, we have.
We did. We played the Martha's version.
I think it was our New Year's Eve extravaganza.
It probably was. It always is something like that. I'm going to play Out of the Business, Alpha Outside Inside. Let us know what you think. Keep this thing moving. We still have another record to talk about. So all I can say is wow.
Wow.
Dave said that's kind of like basically like Talk to You Later, but it's still great. Kind of. It's in that ballpark. Anyway, I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Popoff and see. Martin, what's your thoughts on this whole record? How do you look at this second record?
That song is a masterpiece. I mean, I think it's the heaviest thing they ever did, and it's also looser than Talk to You Later, and the guitars are heavier, and the hi-hats open and the whole bit. So just wanted to mention before we move on, just squeeze this in here. This is next. We've got the A&M Contractual Obligation album, right, which is just a hit album. But we do have Driving All Night here from whatever, Suffer for Sound, Black Album, whatever you want to call it. Great heavy song, kicks it off. You've got White Punks on Dope with the cocktail jazz opening. You've got the Ray Styles, full solo vocal on Prime Time. You've got Love Will Keep Us Together. So that's in between. But then when we move to this, love this album to death. I think it's beautifully produced. It's less corporate and 80s and punchy and dated than Completion Backward Principle when it comes to the production. It's a big, grand, more analog sort of production on it. The hit's amazing. She's a Beauty. What a great hard rock song. Out of the Business is close to my favorite. I love Glass House as well. I love No Not Again. So this is a rocky, punchy album, but we know that it has a fair bit of the funk on it. That's sort of starting to creep in a little more. You've got Theme Park, really funky. Tip of the tongue. My tongue is really funky as well. While Women of Wongo's kind of, now we're moving into kind of the joke tune idea that we're going to get on the next album. We'll get
Weird Al territory.
While Women of Wongo is Love Bomb territory for sure.
Yeah.
And but I love Monkey Time as well. I think. So all the funk on here, I'm happy for it. It's welcome. It's fresh. It's beautifully recorded, again, by David Foster. They used like 10 studios on this thing. Went to number 18 in the charts. One more, Fantastic Delusion I really like as well. That's like a Styxy Supertramp pump rock sort of song. I think this is an amazing record. It's got the weird thing with lots and lots of credits. And only just a few of the lyrics, right? And then it's got the die cut there as well with the custom label on it, right? So cool artwork as well. Love it to death. I might like this record more than Complete and Backward Principle even.
All right, cool. Parish is weighing in, ladies and gentlemen, the Parish of Rock. She's a Beauty is such a great song, one of my favorites of all time. There you go, from the Parish. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, Martin, awesome. Michael, what's your thoughts on this whole record? I'm sure you have some kind of tidbit you can throw out,
I have
too.
tidbit. Well, fun fact. Martin says it all. I mean, what do I? I'm going to repeat what Martin said.
Professional.
Okay, what did you say? What was your first sentence, Martin? Because I'm gonna no. First off, this album is pretty much the end of the Tubes. It's the beginning of the end.
Oh,
Foster's in the studio.
Uh-oh.
Foster's getting session music players in. The other guys are going, why is he getting session players in? He was one of those guys that if you didn't do a part right, he would boot you immediately and get a replacement, like a football coach. Go sit on the bench. This is getting done my way and the right way, whether you like it or not. So a lot of tension is building at this point. So much so that Foster comes to the Tubes with this idea. How about we do the first side of the album the way I see fit, and then you guys can do whatever you want on side 2. And they and P was fit. Prairie was pissed. Prairie's like, what the hell is going on? They're taking our art and they're starting to package it like Wonder Bread. And he hated it. So there were a lot of problems. I don't know exactly. I just have done a little bit of research. But it got to the point where Foster gave in and they made a deal with Capitol. What Foster was going to release inside the Tubes, just as he'd made the last album, with everybody involved and no funny business. But then he would do a Fee solo album a few months later. And the Fee solo album idea scared the band to death, because they figured if Fee's solo record doesn't sell, then what good are we? If he can't sell a record on his own and he's our lead man, we're doomed as a band. And that's kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So they made the record and they went along with it. They had another problem with the Martha Davis song, obviously. Martha Davis records the song, but the Motel's manager at the time says, no, we've got an album coming out too, and we don't want that single to compete with our singles. So now the Tubes got to go get a backup singer. And does anyone know who the backup singer that ended up singing The Monkey Time?
Michelle Gray.
Michelle Gray, Todd's wife.
Eventually.
So yes, 10
Michael,
points for DC.
Michael, you pointed out too that Foster really zeroed in on Fee, and that was another sticking point for the rest of the band, because he was pretty much just casting anything that they, wanted to do with the album, and just focused on Fee and pumping him up. So,
and pumping Fee up to the point where the band became secondary. His dream, his aspirations were to become a TV or movie star. That's what he wanted. And he would pretty much do anything they told him to achieve that goal. So they pretty much lost him. I mean, he wasn't even around for the next album we're going to talk about. So, and a great album. I love Theme Park, one of my favorite Tube songs. I saw the Tubes twice at Knott's on a weekend. Friday, Saturday shows. You pay admission, you get to go see them. Of course, it's the G-rated show, but it was fun to see the G-rated show. Not a lot of people have seen that one. Okay, and that's my thoughts. DC.
Excellent. So far, we got 2 people that are on board. Seems like everybody else in the chat's on board.
I just ate that whole thing up. That doc was beautifully done. So thank you for doing that.
There you go. Some props.
Yeah, really well done.
All right. Thank you, Michael. DC, what's your thoughts?
Yes. Well, I had a thought when Martin was talking, and he was talking about the Trash album. Now, you had the completion backwards principle. Instead of calling the album Trash, they should have called it the A&M Contractual Obligation album. That sounds very Tube-ish, doesn't it?
Yes.
But anyway, this album here, Outside Inside, is right underneath the completion backward principle. It's so close. I mean, this and the Rudgren produced one in 79, The Mind. Remote Control are like tied for second.
Yeah.
Again, everything that was said, you get the variety here. Top shelf tunes, definitely moving in a more pure pop music direction. And then when they do the quirky stuff, it's like really over the top quirky and not just hinted at. They're really just letting it all fly. but the cracks are starting now, and you couldn't tell from listening to the album, but behind the scenes, this is where the band was starting to fall apart. But I love this album dearly, and I would put it just like right butted up against the Completion Backwards Principle as my second favorite Tubes album.
All right, cool. Wow. Well, kids, this is good because we're at the half-hour mark, and I'm sure this next record will make a lot of conversation. So this is moving right along. I love it. You gentlemen are professionals. What we are going to do now is take a look at the next record that came out in February 1985, Love Bomb, produced by Todd Rundgren, who, well, DC just mentioned, we also talked about this record on our show, 1979's Remote Control. This was recorded in 84. This is their 7th studio effort, their final major label album. I don't know. I'm assuming they only had a 3-album deal, evidently. I think we'll just play a track and then we'll talk about it. Why should I even bring anything up at this point? So we do want to hear what people think of this record in the chat. We'll throw it over to Martin after we play it. Let's play a track. We're going to play Piece by Piece off of Love Bomb. Now, my initial thoughts when I listened to this record, if anybody knows the albums by Utopia, POV, and Oblivion, these were all around the same time, and they all have that tonality. It's got that Todd Rundgren stamp. I listen to this, I'm going, well, this sounds like POV. But now, is that good or bad?
It's good for me. I'm not
saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying, but you can. Well, on this record, you can really hear the Todd Rundgren influence. I'm just going to say that.
Not only with Utopia, but if you go back to Todd's A Wizard, a True Star, that second side of this album is the same kind of one song leading into another, all over the place, but it's a cohesive artistic piece.
Yeah.
At least for me, it is.
All right. Let's see. Did I turn? Okay. Let me make sure this is.
By the way, the piece by piece video, if anyone's ever seen it, I'm guessing it cost them about $85 to make that video.
Oh, now.
You ever seen that video?
It's pretty, not a lot of frills.
Oh my gosh.
Todd probably put that together. All right, kids, let's play this. We'll keep this dog. Right, here we go. We're going to play Piece by Piece from Love Bomb. Again, let us know what you think. Love Bomb, 1985. Everybody's chiming in. It really does sound like Oblivion or POV, and I like those Utopia albums. Don't get me wrong. But the thing that I've noticed with Todd is when he produces a band, depending on what Todd is into at the time, he always brings that element over. Like, let's look at Cheap Trick.
Here we go with the Ovation.
Damn Ovation 12 string. He brought that damn Ovation 12 string over to Cheap Trick. Now, does that sound like Cheap Trick? No. It sounds like Todd. But this, he's bringing over all those 1980s. You've got all those digital synths, which, or in the emulator and the Fairlight. It dates it. But I can hardly wait to hear what Martin has to say about this record. Martin?
Well, okay. Love the album cover. I think the album cover is very cool, and another great conceptual, cool shot of the band on the back, and the back cover is cool. But if you're looking at this in the store, you're in for trouble because you got a nice people reprise. You got to say hey. You got to say hey part 2. You got a Queen for Wooly Plate side 1. You got a Bora Bora 2000. You know this is gonna suck, right?
Oh no!
Please, Martin, don't hold back.
I would hate it completely, but the production really, we are hearing a continuation of the last album, really. It's the same kind of band. It's got those same kind of cool up-tempo hard rock things here and there. It's just number one. Okay, we know the funk takes over. I'll get to that in a second, a big way. But I love Piece by Piece. I love Stella. Good, punchy, kind of funky hard rock, but it's not funk. And I love Eyes, which is a continuation of Say Hey on side 2. But it's this beautiful, beautiful, funky pop song with the most gorgeous, sublime bass line in it. It's just the coolest bass. It's almost like a slap bass, but it's just really soft at the same time. Beautiful, beautiful song. But yeah, so what we get here is, unfortunately, I find the production just a little murky, and I like what you said about the synthesizers, I guess, being more digital synthesizers and a little less analog. You can really pick up on that. But it does sound a little like that. We know after this, the band breaks up. Prairie Prince and Vince Welnick go over to Todd's band. But I don't really like one good reason, poppy hard rock, but not good. It's like not as good as the same kinds of songs on the last two albums, right? Bora Bora 2000 is dumb. It's like drums from the last album. Love Bomb, I guess that's not Fee. I don't know who it is. Get over to side 2, and you've got this funk thing to start up. You got kind of a short funk jam next, and Say Hey. You've got the beautiful, absolutely masterpiece Eyes. Then you get 57 seconds of a funk prog jam with Muscle Girls. Then you get Theme from a Woolly Place with that stupid melody in it. I don't know what it is. You've got also a Say Hey part 2 at 34 seconds. You got to feel it continuation of the same. So this is like just a disco dance party, essentially, this entire side, right? It's a thematic thing. This is like Rush 2112, but it's a disco version of it, right? Half the album is a concept album, right? And then at the end, you've got Feel It there, which is kind of a full song. And then you get Night People, which again is minute 24. So yeah, it just completely falls apart. The funk, none of the funk is as interesting, as inviting, or fresh as on the previous album. There's not a lot of regular poppy hard rock songs, but absolute Piece by Piece is a classic. So yeah, not a big fan. It's just I like 3 songs on it. I like Stella, Piece by Piece, and I love Eyes. There you go.
All right, cool. All right, well, there you go. All right. Ken, I don't know, but the copy that I have is on BGO, and Ken mentioned that it was Cherry Red put out a version of it. Did that have bonus tracks on it? I don't have that version. Let me know, Ken. Anyway, Michael, you're up. What's your thoughts on here? And I already know you don't like it, but I'll be interested to see what you have to say.
I give it a 4.
Okay.
7. Side 1, 7.5. Side 2, 0.5.
Oh,
I hated it. I remember going to the record store, picking it up on the day it came out, turning it over, and I saw the B-side track listings, and I'm like, well, there's such and such part 2 and such suite, and what the hell is this? It's not just like 10 or 12 songs. Took it home, was miserable. Side 1 was pretty cool, but when I played side B, I was pissed. Like when I bought Queen, the disco album.
Oh, hell. Well, okay.
You gotta go how you go. You gotta go how you go.
Well, side B is a concept. To me, side B is a sellout. They were lazy. They didn't want to write any real songs. And they went, you know what? If we do this concept thing, the artisticness of it will vault us into this elite. I think they were just fooling themselves, and I think they were just killing time with whatever Todd was smoking at the time, overtook them, and I hate it. Now, side B, side A has got a few good songs. But initially, the feeling I had initially when I heard the record still exists in me. I was like, what the hell is this on side B? And it's even more upsetting when you realize that they could have done another album with David Foster under that guy's deal of you can do whatever you want on side B. They should have done this on side B of that record that Foster produced, and they might have had another couple of hits. The Tubes were not a very smart band. In 75, they passed on playing Saturday Night Live the first season. Their manager at the time wanted them to do extended sets, like 15, 20 minutes. And the show said, no way. Yeah. So that was it. The Tubes didn't appear.
Their manager, that was a huge guffaw on his part, because nobody was given a segment that big. No musical act on Saturday Night
No.
Live was given that big a chunk. What the hell was he thinking?
I have no idea, but I think it cost the band big time.
Oh, it did. For
An
sure.
appearance like that could have been really, really major.
Yes.
And yeah, side B is just a cop out to me. And oh, by the way, it's the completion backward principle. Even in my documentary, I put that a lot of people say backwards.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually just backward, completion backward principle.
Yeah.
They even went on Tom Snyder once, and who was it? It was Bill. Bill says it's the completion backwards principle, and I'm like, he doesn't know the name of his own damn album. And another thing, Grant, just real quick.
Yes, sir.
The Merrymakers made an album called Bubble Gun, not Bubble Gum.
Oh well, I've made that mistake.
So no, and the thing is Bubble Gun is a name that Andy Sturmer came up with. He wanted the band to change their name to Bubble Gun, and they said, "No, come on, man, we're already pretty established. We're going to have to go." And that's why the album's called Bubble Gun. Just a little jellyfish fact.
There you go.
Is a Quatermass and Quartermass, right?
Yeah, I've made that mistake too.
But I don't mean
I'm
to be a
very
dick about it.
simple.
I like to be corrected myself. I like learning things. So
I'm
you
just
guys
a
are
talk
cool.
show host. That's all I am. Just barely functioning. All right. So what did you say you gave this record? I forget.
4.
4. All right. DC, what's your thoughts on this one? Because you weren't on that show that we did when we looked at this record.
I wasn't.
I don't know. Were you on it?
I think I was.
Maybe you
Oh
were.
well. Oh
With
well.
This is stuff that's completely different. This time.
Todd Evans and Byron and you, was that? I think you were on that.
I'm pretty sure I was. If I was a part of the Warehouse team when you did this, I can't imagine me not lobbying to be on that program. So,
well, if you want to see the other show that we did on Love Bomb, it's down below somewhere in the archives. So,
I'd like to start out my critique with an impression. And then I said, "Hey."
What the hell is happening?
This album, like I said, reminds me so much of A Wizard of True Star, especially that second side. And I can understand the hate for it because it's just little musical snippets cobbled together. You get a lot of craziness. I will say the first time I heard Theme from a Woolly Place, I just burst out laughing because you combine Theme from a Summer Place with Woolly Bully. I just found that hilarious how they were able to put those two songs together. But I'm a quirky human being that way. Like I said, not a lot of complete songs, especially on the second side. It's we'll just cobble things together. And this is part of the problem with the band falling apart because I think Bill Spooner does a lot of the vocals on this album because Fee was just like done with this.
Fee was trying to get acting jobs, and he basically flew up to San Francisco, recorded his 3 or 4 songs, and got the hell out of there.
Yeah,
he's like Gene Simmons.
So what did these cats do? I mean, they were hurting for material. The one song I think Vince Welnick wrote on this album, what is that? He wrote it with Todd, and Todd has recorded it himself.
Oh, the one that's on. Yes, that's on the album after Nearly Human.
The Individualist.
The Individualist. No. That's too far ahead. No, Second Wind.
Second Wind.
It's got Feel It. It's got Feel It on there.
I love that tune. I mean, with the Tubes, just expect everything and anything. I mean, like I said, someone commented they just listened to the first album and didn't follow this group because he knew they weren't going to be doing anything really heavy. But that's the mantra of the Tubes, is a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And you're not really going to be able to predict from song to song what direction we're going to take. Now, I think I know for sure I like this album better than Martin and Michael, because this is up in the top 5 for me among Tubes albums. If you want me to get a numerical,
give us a numerical number, whatever. We're not keeping track. You don't have to.
I'm going to go 8.5. I like it.
Ooh.
I like it.
Byron, do you remember what I rated this record? I probably gave it like a 6.5 or 7, I think. I can't remember. I should have rewatched the show.
Well, Byron says I wasn't there.
You weren't on it. So,
I'm going to go with Michael's rating. I like that 4.5. That's about right.
4.5. Yeah. I'm going to go with a 7. I think I like it just based on Piece by Piece is great. But, it got too much Todd Rundgren on it.
I think they leaned on him really heavy because Fee wasn't there.
Yeah.
And not like the other guys couldn't write nor cobble together songs, but when your front man just exit stage left like Snagglepuss, that it kind of leaves you spinning.
Yeah.
Todd Welnick, it's Feel It, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Todd liked that song so much he put it on Second Wind. Yeah, it's not out of this trilogy. It's probably the weakest record, but
agreed. Yeah, the 3. This is not up there with the first 2 we discussed tonight. But I love this album nonetheless.
And I'm a big Todd Rundgren fan, but I don't like what he did with Cheap Trick. I think there are good songs on there, but it's another Todd Rundgren album. It sounds like that whole record sounds like Tortured Artist Effect. So that Tortured Artist was like 81, 82 or something. And it sounds just like that.
I love
it. Agreed.
Was it nearly? Yeah, it was nearly. Feel It's on Nearly Human. You're right, Bob. Bing, 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 bing. But
speaking of Fee's solo album came out right before this, and I think October, and then the next February, Love Bomb came out, and Fee's solo album bombed. I mean, bombed. Fans refer to it as the Toe Tubes album, Toe Tubes, instead of Toto and Tubes together, because it was basically a Toto record with Fee singing.
Well, it was a David Foster album. It was a Fee and a David Foster album.
So it bombs, right? It bombs over a quarter. Yeah. And then Love Bomb comes out. They made the video for Piece by Piece, which I said is just thrown together by a high school student or something. I don't know what the hell happened there. The second single and the second video, nothing. Yeah. They saw Fee failed. Piece by Piece did okay. I think it was like number 36 on the rock chart or something. It did okay on the modern rock chart. And the studio just literally, I think at that point, just snipped the cord and said, "That's it. We're done with these guys. They'll never be back." And they were never back. They were back for that.
That was it.
Here's a little
later album with 4 of them, but
yeah, that don't really count, does it?
No,
I don't think so.
It's got some nice songs on it, though.
Yeah, there's still real talent there. It's just not.
Don't sleep. Working with. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Onomatopoeia every time I see
Adam, and he ends up working with Richard Marx a lot. A lot of Richard Marx stuff has Fee all over it.
And Michael
That's his buddy now.
Speaking of Richard Marx,
co-producer.
Yeah, there you go, Martin. There you go.
See, I don't have
like
that
this
one
album either very much. I find this to be kind of like bad hard rocky songs, and then I like the mellow songs. And there's not a lot of funk on it either, but it's mostly kind of hard rocky, noisy. It's a noisy, badly recorded album. Richard Marx, co-producer, right?
Well, they made
Richard
the album.
Marx and Fee are like this.
Oh yeah.
Now, last year, Fee released his 3rd solo album. Folks, if you like the vibe that Fee brings to it, the musical, it's more pop rock instead of all the quirkiness of Tubes, and he works a lot with Richard Marx. That album he released last year is really good. You can't buy it as a CD. You got to buy just downloads. But if you like Fee Waybill, he's in fine form vocally. I think the songs are really good. And for me, it was worth purchasing. I think it's a good album.
All right, cool.
And they're still out there. The Tubes are still trying to make a few bucks as, I don't know, 80, 70, 8-year-olds dress. No, they stopped dressing up though a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they just wear suits or something.
Yeah, you could get away with being really old and wearing a suit like me.
All right. All right, boys, we need to wrap this dog up because Martin and I are going to go over. So, all right, tune in at 8 o'clock. in a mere 3 minutes. We'll be over on Guitar Hack's channel, rapping with Guitar Hack
right now.
So, anyway, we're just going all night here. So we'll be over on Guitar Hack's channel. Tune in over there. I want to thank Michael. I want to thank DC, and I want to thank Mr. Martin Popoff for coming on and talking tubes in the 80s.
Yeah.
Go out and listen to some tubes. Like Martin always says, go out and listen to some tubes. We'll see everybody. Have a good evening. See you over on Guitar Hack.
Good job, guys.
See you, everybody.